Hello, my name is Carol Zoccoli, and I would put acai on my immigrant jam. Hello, and welcome back to Immigrant Jam, a podcast where we celebrate all the things immigrant, the most delicious and nutritious podcast in the world, obviously. Today, we have an amazing guest. Oh my God, OMG, straight from Brazil. It's Carol Zoccoli. Hello, Lucie. Hello, Carol. Look at you coming straight out of the gate, bragging about how Brazil... Exactly. I would call it the best country. Uber food. I think superfood. I think acai is a Uber food. I love it. Isn't it?
It's a food supremacy.
It is because there's a lot of vitamins and nutrients. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that
You do know.
good for you.
Did you grow up eating acai? Do people actually eat that in Brazil,
Yeah.
or is it okay?
Yeah, in different ways. It depends on the region.
Okay, here's my question though. Legitimately, I want to know. I've heard that it doesn't actually work unless it's frozen.
What?
Is that wrong?
Don't work for what?
The guy at Trader Joe's told me that. He swore he was an
No.
expert on acai.
The guy from Trader Joe's,
I never
he
go to
doesn't
Trader
know
Joe's.
shit about
No, I heard
acai.
that once it's defrosted, it loses its
Well,
potency.
Well, yeah, any food. If you froze it, then if you defreeze it, how?
Wait a minute.
Of course,
Oh,
Yeah.
no, but okay, hold on. What is acai?
it's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Yes,
That grows on trees?
yeah,
Ah.
like a fruit.
There's bush fruit.
It's true.
There's George W. Bush, who's also a fruit. What? That I don't know what I'm talking
pineapple. What a pineapple! That
about.
guy.
Pineapple grows in the ground, right?
Watermelon.
Watermelon grows in the ground. Okay, I'm glad we got that out of the way. This is a very highbrow, very intellectual podcast. So
Good that I'm here then.
Exactly. We just hadn't covered how fruit grow yet. So that's why we invited you.
We're
here.
here to educate people. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yep. So acai is a fruit. What does it look like?
You gotta take a look. Wait, I'm gonna Google it
Okay.
because you gotta see.
This is why it's exciting
Weird.
to listen to a podcast because Googling, she's typing something into the little rectangle.
Oh my God.
And there's this fast thing, these satellites just move through the space. Right now, this word acai is being shot into Brazilian
But I have-
Ethernet space.
I have fat fingers and it's
Wow.
always weird.
That's
to
hot.
type.
Some people are going to find that very, very stimulating to hear that. I don't know. Okay.
the finger ones.
The finger fetish.
Finger.
Somebody asked me to send him pictures of
Here
my
you go.
elbow folds once.
Here it is.
That looks like a blueberry.
It's purple, but it's bigger. I'm trying
Cool.
to show the audience.
That it looks like a big fat blueberry.
Yeah, a big fat blueberry.
A
That's
blueberry
it.
on steroids.
Uberberry.
Uberberry. So it's a berry.
It's a
Okay.
berry.
Okay, so is it because it's made into powder form, right? A lot, or like paste. When they put it on your fucking muesli,
That is a paste, but people in the north of Brazil, they eat it with like a meal. They put it like farinha. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's like I don't know something. I don't know how to say that in English.
What does it
'cause
look like?
It looks like a grain. You know, so they eat it. They eat it like
farina.
Farina, cream of wheat.
farina.
Cream of wheat. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dingleberries.
Yeah. So that
Okay. And so they eat it with the cream of wheat, farina,
they
with the berries on top.
No, the berry. No. It's like they make like a cream.
Oh, okay.
They take it. They take it. Yeah.
Okay, they make a cream with the cream of wheat. I'm
Yes.
never allowed to go to Brazil
It's not
anymore.
a cream. The farina is not cream.
Okay.
It's more like solid.
Ah,
It's more like a
It's
powder.
cement. No, I'm kidding.
Like, yeah.
Sorry.
like cement.
Yeah. Okay, it's a powder, and then you mix it with the dingleberry acai.
Yeah.
And then then it's a superfood.
It is a superfood.
Okay. How about just having a good old schnitzel instead? No, it sounds amazing. Where are you from in Brazil?
I'm from a town called Cuiaba, which is it's in the middle of the country. It's in the middle of the country, but also my dad used to live like in the north of this place, which was like very close to the Amazon rainforest.
Okay.
So we had like Amazon kind of climate. It's very hot, like very hot.
So is that like, because Brazil is so huge, obviously,
Yeah.
right? So is that like a totally different culture up there than from where you're from? Is there big differences? It must be. If you're from the rainforest, then your life is surely different.
Yeah, it's very different, but Brazil speaks one language, like pretty much. Pretty much everybody speaks
Mexican,
Portuguese. Right? we speak Guatemalan.
Exactly.
So I think that makes the country unified in a way. Of course, we have different languages in the country, but I mean, it's not like Canada that we have like a province that speaks another language. So I think that helps being like a big country, but with like a unified kind of culture,
I feel like sometimes in the United States, like the first time I went to Wyoming, it blew my mind because I was like, this might as well be a different country. Like what they do here, the way they live, like what's important to them is so different than.
Really? I've never been there.
Yeah, you should go. It's amazing to see like it really being an immigrant too, right? And having spent most of my time on like the coasts or like kind of the obvious places.
Yeah.
When I went to Wyoming, it blew my mind and it made me sort of understand this country for the first time.
Why?
Because I understood how big it is and how different like the life is. This lady, that was when Obama was president, and she was like, oh, I guess you can tell that people on this side of the country don't like our president very much. And I was like, well, okay. And she's like, oh, people on your side of the country are trying to tell us we can't hunt wolves. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I started, and I was like, oh, she means people from my side of the country. She means DC. And then she's mad because they pass like laws for people living in Wyoming when they have no idea what their life is like. And all of a sudden they're like, you're not allowed to hunt wolves. The wolves kill elk and they go and like shoot 1 or 2 elk a year. And then they
Elves.
Elvis is alive. And then they put them in their freezer and they have food for the whole year. So that's like a problem for them. I don't know about that. I'm in New York. Like that's not a thing for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like, are the cultures that different? Because I feel like in America, yeah, it might as well be another country. It's like a different planet.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so big.
Yeah. So is it like that in Brazil?
Yeah.
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 You have big differences in the
For
way
sure.
people live their lives,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So you said that your dad, he was from the area by the Amazon, or he lived there?
No, he lived there.
Okay.
He was from a different, yeah.
So you would go back and forth to from the town that you were from to stay with him?
Sometimes, because usually he would come
Okay.
instead of, because my dad, he would go, he lived in the wild. Like the place he lived, there was no like electricity or no running water, So we didn't go there very much. He used to come more. I went there a couple of times, but not,
And he lived there because
because of his job,
which was what?
which was basically my dad would sell the Amazon.
Sell the Amazon?
Like the entire rainforest for $1,200. Okay.
Wait, your dad was the king? Is the king of the Amazon?
My dad was.
Oh my God.
My dad was just a con man working like
Great, I love it.
trying to sell people like.
To like white people, or who would he sell it to? I mean, surely Brazilians would be like, "What are you
don't
talking
know.
about?"
I don't know because I wasn't that involved in his business, so I don't really know. Like I know a couple of people who did business with my dad because, yeah, I know a couple of people, but I don't know. Yeah, he would spend like long times like away you know, and we didn't even see him. So I don't know. He would just do it.
And so he would sell people.
Because you have to think that in the Amazon rainforest to this day is like a gold rush, because there's everything there. There's wood, there's gold, there's I don't know. There's a lot of other metals,
but no Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi. But it depends on where.
Kidding.
You can find Wi-Fi. It depends on where, and so there's a lot of people there trying to make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So those kind of like, oh, I'm gonna sell you this thing that doesn't exist. You know, this happens there.
Yeah, it's similar to New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Hustlers, really.
Exactly.
A lot of hustlers.
Yeah.
So your first big migration was from your town to Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
And you'd been to Sao Paulo before you moved?
Yeah.
Okay, so was that like a big dream of yours?
It was, and it was like the big city, and it was I think it was harder for me. This move was harder than moving from Brazil to here.
Really?
I think so.
Why?
Because it was shocking. Because first of all, I was by myself. I was young, and
you were 18 or 20?
I was 20. I was 20. I was studying, and it was very exciting. But I don't know. I just felt like it was such like from a small town. And I was in this big city, because São Paulo has 20 million people.
Yeah.
It's bigger than, it's like 3 New York.
Right.
You know, so it's scary.
Yeah.
So it was very hard. I got a lot of shitty jobs, you know.
Like what? Like what's one shitty job?
Oh, the worst was like I would work in a package room, you know, like in a mall.
Yeah.
And there's like just open packages the entire day. It's so heavy. It's shitty, so shitty. And yeah, and that was hard. That move was hard, yeah.
And were you already doing comedy back then, or performing?
No, not at all, not at all.
You were studying.
No, the first time I saw like a play, I was 21. I was in São Paulo, because where I'm from, there's no like theater. There's nothing like that. And I was amazed. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, hell is that? And then I started watching like every single play. Every night I would go to watch a play.
That's beautiful.
Even like those small plays, like, you know, I was amazed by it.
But movies and TV shows, did you have that growing up or not really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you knew about like...
No, yeah, of course. Yeah.
That existed. But yeah.
But we didn't have like... It was a small town, so we didn't actually have much like of a culture scene. You know what I mean? Like we didn't.
So you went to see all the plays every single night, and did you start thinking, I want to do that, or I want to do something like that? I want to try to be on that side of, you know, the coin?
No, not at all.
So you were just amazed at first.
I thought I want to be a teacher.
Wow. What were you studying back then?
I have a degree in philosophy. Yeah. I wanted to be a teacher. I never thought about like, as I told you, like I've never seen any play, like, you know, so I never thought about it. And then I started, so I was studying philosophy. The university I went in Brazil, it was founded by French philosophers, like back in the 60s.
Okay.
So we had like a very like French kind of tradition.
Like the guy who founded Au Bon Pain.
What?
It's a horrible French chain that they have here called Au Bon Pain. It was founded by French philosophers. Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah. So we had there's like this huge like you know like French kind of library, and you know, so we could learn French, and I started learning French. And then there's this like French school in São Paulo that they started giving theater workshops for the students, just so the students could train their speaking. So I went there and I started taking the classes because the classes were free, and I wanted to try to speak, you know.
Right.
And that's how I started like doing theater for the first time.
You were tricked into it, basically.
Yeah, and then it was so fun. I had so much fun. We had like in the first exercise, where the teacher gave us a scene, like a little monologue, and it was a funny monologue. It was a comedy kind of, and everybody laughed so much, and I was doing it so like naturally, you know, like so, and it was so fun. And we did shows for the students. Even like there was one play we did that the
consul. How can you say that?
Consul?
The consul
Like-
for the French consul in Brazil.
Consul General.
Consul General, they came to watch us.
Cool.
It was so fun, yeah.
Amazing.
But I never thought it. And then when stand-up comedy started in Brazil as a genre, and then I heard of a type of comedy that the comedians write their own material, that blew my mind. Because in Brazil, that was never like a concept. Like we didn't, like we had like big characters, like great actors, and the writing, it was not a thing. What they was like jokes, like street jokes or anything, you know.
Yeah.
And then it blew my mind. And then I said, you know what? I've always written, like I always like to write. And then I started, like I went there and I asked the guys to give me like 5 minutes, and then I started doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you think you had those like balls from? Like, what do you think? Where does that come from? From like your
Depression.
upbringing? From depression? Really?
Yeah.
Because anything was better than being at home and being by yourself, basically?
Yeah, I was doing my master's degree in philosophy.
It's
And
pretty depressing.
yeah, and then I was not like I realized that I didn't want to do, because I want to be a teacher, but I want to be like a university kind of, I want to be a professor, you know. And when I realized the politics that it's involved, I say, okay, of course everything has its own politics. Of course, comedy also, like our industry also has. But I mean, I said, like, I don't want this. I don't.
And did that also have to do with being a woman, or just in general, the politics?
No, just in general. I think, like, because the thing is, think about people who study philosophy in Brazil. They're all rich. And I was completely out of place. Like, I had to work. I moved to São Paulo with 100 Brazilian monies in my pocket. Like, I had to work while I was studying. All my colleagues had, like, spent like the summer in France, you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
so I was very out of place, but that not because I was a woman, but because, you know,
Right,
it was
yeah.
very hard for me. I did it. Like I did it. I took my master. I finished my master's and everything was fine. But it was very hard and I wasn't happy. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna just go. I'm just gonna go. Fuck it. I don't care. And my first show, I bombed like, oh my God, I bombed so hard because I had no idea that it was a dialogue.
Right.
So I did my material as if I was like in a big theater, as if I was like Shakespeare.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then I learned really fast. And then on my second show, it was good. My second show was great.
And how much time did you, what are we talking, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Okay.
And the second show, I told you I was depressed. I was having like panic attacks and stuff. I remember the second show, I had 2 panic attacks during the day. And even then I said, you know what, I'm going to go out of the house and I'm going to do this show.
And you had the panic attacks not because you were doing the show, but just because of your life, because you were unhappy with your life and depressed, and you didn't know how to get out of what you were kind of caught in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then doing the show made you happy, and so that's why you were like, okay, I got to keep following this.
Yes.
This is what is that?
Yeah, for me it was so relieving to be in an environment that I could be silly. Because I was in the university, you have to be so smart, and you have because I speak slang, I speak, so people would like look down on me, at university. So I was very comfortable in that, and then I started, because I study a lot, so I studied so that's when I started learning English, actually, because I started Googling what is stand-up, and then so I found this book that teaches you to write a joke, and I imported the book. So I bought the book. It took me 3 months to read the book.
Because you couldn't speak English.
I couldn't.
Wow.
Like, I had just a basic kind of English, and I had like the dictionary, besides me, but then I did it. I followed the everything like the book taught me, and I started writing jokes. So I had jokes. I wasn't like a very good performer at the beginning, of course, but I had jokes.
Right.
But the stand-up as a genre was starting.
In Brazil.
Yeah, so also people didn't have anyone to compare. Like we, like
Right.
the first, seconds, the third waves, that started. People didn't have many,
Right.
So we were new. Everything we do was like everybody was excited about it, right? So yeah.
And were you then already thinking the end goal? Like, did you have a poster of New York in your room? You know what I mean? A lot of people talk about that. Like,
No.
did you dream of that or?
No, I didn't. I never dreamed of anything. I never dreamed. Like, I'm Brazilian. I've never dreamed. Is
that a Brazilian thing?
I think so.
That's funny. So, so that just came as a natural progression because it's like, all right, then you reached a very, very high level in Brazil in your career, right? You have a Netflix special there. You were on the equivalent of SNL over there. You have toured, I'm guessing, in Brazil and all of that. So you reached a certain level. So did you then, because your first move was to Canada, did you decide to do that because you were like, I've hit a ceiling, or what? What motivated you that initial move?
No, when I started my immigration process to Canada, I didn't even do comedy at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started my process in 2006. I started doing comedy in 2007.
Wow. Okay. So why did you want to go to Canada?
Because I was looking for
like, depression.
Yeah, no, because I have a degree in philosophy. I was looking for a place where it would be easier to be poor. Because Brazil is hard to be poor in Brazil. In Canada, easy. Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And I had this friend who moved to Canada, and he talked to me about the process, and Canada at that time was getting they wanted like Brazilian applications at the time, so it was at the right time, But my process took forever.
Ah, okay.
Forever. So when my visa came out was like 2009. I was doing comedy and I was doing well. I was making a living as a comic.
So you weren't poor anymore.
So I was like, and I was like, I'm not gonna go to Canada. I don't even speak English.
Right.
And I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna work at Starbucks. Why? I'm a comedian. I'm making money. Like I'm happy. And so I didn't want to go. And then I stayed in Brazil. And then in 2013, my visa would expire. If I don't go, my visa would expire. And by that time, I had done a bunch of things. It was the end of SNL. Like I had finished my SNL had finished, and I was like, you know what? I want to grow. I want to learn as a comic, and I think that. And also, my husband had a job opportunity in Toronto, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try. And then we talked about it, and I said, like, let's stay there for a year, maybe a year and a half. If at any point I realize that it's impossible for me to work with comedy, we go back.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when we got to the point, a year and a half, I thought it's gonna be very difficult, but it's possible.
And you felt that it was going to be very difficult because you didn't feel that your English was good enough, or you felt like there wasn't room for someone with an accent or coming, you know what I mean? What was it that made you feel like there wasn't everything?
I think everything. The first thing is English, because I'm not as comfortable in English. Like I'm not as fast. Right. Like when I go to Brazil, because I don't, of course, I'm doing comedy in English. I don't do comedy in Portuguese very often. But when I go to Brazil, like I do shows, I improvise everything. Like I can improvise like half an hour. Like it's fine. I don't have the same, I'm not as fast in English. And sometimes also I can't, like, I think of a joke, but I can't put it in a phrase fast enough.
So do you feel that your comedy is different in English then?
That's 100%. 100%.
How would you describe it?
First, I have to speak slower in English. I'm slower.
Right.
Because I have to speak slower. Also, I think, and this is a good thing, I think the accent gives me, it's funny. accents are funny.
Accents are funny. I agree. Accents are funny.
So that was very hard for me at the beginning. But as soon as I understood how to use it in my favor, and also after a year of accent coach, so now, I use it in my favor. But it's hard. It's to this day, it's very hard, I think.
But so in a sense, this this fish out of water feeling, you already dealt with that, or you already sort of wrestled that beast when you moved to Sao Paulo.
Yes.
And you were in the university and you felt, because the way that you described it, felt that it sounded like you were totally felt foreign, like you might as well have been from another country, right?
Yeah.
That's how foreign you felt. So that wasn't something that you were scared of moving to Canada, or did you, I guess also moving with your husband made a difference, but were you afraid of feeling like a foreigner or like an outsider when you moved?
I think I was more excited about that because I think that there's a thrill of being, it's adventurous. I like the idea of being a foreigner. There's a good side of it.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. But for a lot of people, it takes a long time to realize that, I guess, or to have that courage, right? Or to even want that adventure.
I think it took me around 5 years to start feel the weight of like being a foreigner, because before that was just excitement. I mean, maybe before that, no, of course we had, for example, my husband is worked in Canada for years, and for the first couple of years, he would be paid less to do the same work as a Canadian. And we were totally legal, completely legal in the country, you know? So there's those kind of stuff, you know?
Of course, yeah.
Like I had like this theater director in Toronto that said, I would love to hire you, but not with your accent. You know, so those kind of stuff, of course. But this also, like, this business is rejection anyways, whenever you are. But I started to feel like the loneliness and the thing, I think, I would say like in the 4th or the 5th year mark.
And what was that? What experiences made you feel that?
I think just the feeling of like sometimes you want to feel more at home, you know?
And you feel at home in Brazil? When you're in Brazil, you feel at home?
Yeah. In a way, because of course when you move, you may feel the same.
Exactly.
Like,
that's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't know if I go back to Brazil, I would have to readapt for sure. I think that happens to everybody. But when I think maybe when I'm talking to my friends, maybe I feel at home, and maybe that's the, you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think that I've learned that my grandma, who was Romanian and Jewish, and they had to leave, you know, and flee and everything. And she always said at the end of her life, home is people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And but I think it's interesting because for me it was always sort of painful to not have this like national identity and to feel like an outsider. Like I don't feel German when I'm in Germany. I don't feel 100% American.
Very weird, yeah.
Maybe I feel like a New Yorker, but you know, to be called like, oh, you're German here, you're American there, and it took me a long time to kind of be like, oh, that's my strength, but I still have moments where I'm like, oh, I think now also that I've moved around so much because I didn't stay in New York and I lived here and I lived there. Like now I just have to accept like I don't have home isn't attached to a place, which sometimes like is sad in a way. It's not always like this thing that I feel great about. Most of the time I do, but so that's why I was wondering if you do still feel at home in Brazil. But I guess when you start moving around so much, you become like a citizen of the world.
Exactly. And it's so weird. Like you feel no roots. Like you have no roots. You're floating
Right.
on space. And I think it's a very new kind of emotion that we have.
New, you mean for the time?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Because think about it. I'm from Brazil, then I immigrated to Canada. Now I'm in America. Like this, and I know a lot of people with the similar experiences. I have a friend who has 5 passports. I don't think that was very usual like 200 years ago.
Yeah, maybe not 200 years ago. I guess because I'm Jewish, it's not so weird for me. Because, you know, my grandfather was stripped of his citizenship and then had to move to, he was a German Jew, so moved to Romania.
True.
And then from Romania back to Germany. And then they,
True.
you know, we moved here and it was kind of like,
True.
that was kind of more, and the war did that to everybody in Europe, I guess, or to a lot of people. But yeah, it is a new thing, I guess, that I think what's new is that the world is so open and there's so many choices. You were saying earlier that your dad was this amazing, short, amazing, feisty, strong man.
No, he was that. I have this joke about like how I, as a short woman, but I was raised by a short man, so I have short confidence. Because my dad, no one would mess with my dad. My dad was badass, man.
Meaning he would beat people up?
Oh, he would beat people up. He would like, no one would mess with him.
How would he do it? Like bite their leg?
Probably, yeah. like a small dog, you know. Like, I'm short, but I can beat you up in a street fight anytime. And you say, oh, because in a street fight you don't need to be tall, you need to be crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna out crazy everyone.
Perfect person to have moved to New York. So then you moved to New York from
Yes.
Canada. So how did that happen? So you guys were in Canada. You were starting to feel a little bit, the weight of being a foreigner there, and then New York because of the stand-up scene, or
Yeah, it was just because of comedy. Because so I moved to Canada. I had no idea that Canada has no industry, has no comedians, make no money there. Like, how would I imagine that?
right?
If I made money as a comic in Brazil, why a comic in Canada? And the scene there is so rich. The scene is amazing. Like, they have great talents.
They don't make money there.
No.
Oh.
So then I tried everything I could there. And also, like, it's hard, even if you try to do like an independent kind of career, it's hard because the country has 40 million people only, all spread out. The territory is immense, it's big, it's really large. So it's very expensive to travel.
Right.
So you can't, it's difficult to have like a kind of an independent career, and there's no industry. And then I started coming to the U.S. I did the festival, Laugh School twice in Atlanta. I did the NBC festival in Chicago once too. And then I started moving in, and then I got a manager in one of those festivals, and then I moved here. But so that was it for just for work.
And at that point, though,
But I love New York, though. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say that you don't like New York here.
Yeah, no,
in this
I would
podcast.
never say it. I would never say it.
Well, New York is a love it or hate it sort of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never met anybody that's like, nah, it's okay.
Exactly.
You love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
It's got to be your thing, your speed.
Yeah.
But if your dad was a hustler, I'm not surprised you ended up in New York.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Your dad sounds like the personification of New York.
For sure. He would love to be here.
Do you feel at home here now?
I do.
Do you hang out with a lot of Brazilians here?
With some, yeah. I'm still like, because I arrived here in the middle of the pandemic, so
Right.
I'm still like kind of, and people, it's hard like to navigate, socialize like after that. But I'm meeting people. I'm getting used to. I'm doing more and more shows, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And when you were in Canada, you also ran a show similar to the show that I ran, Immigrant Jam, that this podcast was born out of, with immigrant and first generation comics.
Yeah.
So you didn't, obviously you have an accent and you're not, you didn't grow up in North America, but so you also apparently felt that you wanted to celebrate that and sort of highlight and showcase that, right? So would you say that you identify as an immigrant? Is that an NPR question?
Yeah, I think I do. I think that, of course, that's what I am. Like, I moved here. I'm on a visa.
I would say some people say, well,
I am that, but that's not what I identify with. You know, I don't identify with my sort of like visa status. Do you know what I mean? And then other people are very like, I have a friend who's like, I don't want to identify as an immigrant.
Well, I'm an immigrant, but I'm also 100 of other things.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Like I am. Like,
Can you tell us all of them? How hard is it to pay $30 for acai when you have an acai bush in your garden in Brazil?
very hard. No, it's insane.
It's insane.
We go
The
to about
acai is so expensive.
No, I've seen. No, I have to. I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
A quarter of a watermelon. Quarter.
Yeah.
$6.99.
$6.99.
What the hell is that? New York.
It like that. Yeah.
What the hell is that?
What the hell is that?
What quarter watermelon? What?
What the fuck?
What's
what is
going
this?
on?
Fucking Jeff Bezos's watermelon?
Yes, exactly.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's Amazon's fault. What was very strange to you about like Americans or New York or like things, something where you were like, why do people do that here or say that or act like that or like, you know what I mean?
There's 3 things.
Great.
First one, my God, you need more holidays. What is 5 holidays in a year, America? What the hell is that? Like, it's impossible to live like that. You gotta give people holidays. You know, Madonna was singing this in the 90s already. You know,
That's true.
Give people holidays, America. Mr. Biden, please.
Mr. Biden, please.
Yeah.
You're going to be listening to this. So.
Okay. And the second thing and the third is kind of the same, but I think it's so difficult to understand how healthcare works and how all of the electricity companies.
Can I explain it to you?
Yes.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't. Jesus.
Yeah.
It is insane. It is insane. I signed the thing. I hope I don't die. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then there's like the electricity bill. My electricity came like $400.
Mine too. $600.
I'm like,
fuck are
yeah,
you talking
Coned, I
about?
could end hunger in my country with this bill right here.
Yeah.
Coned, okay?
Yeah.
So I go and I Google there like how to pay less electricity in New York. No, now I have to write a book. I don't know, like so many electricity companies, and you have this and you have that, and there's calculations. Like I'll pay the $400. I don't care. I don't know.
That's how they do it. That's the whole strategy. They wear you down. No, literally.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke. They wear you down.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. That is a lot.
We need to stand together, my fellow Americans, and
I love it.
La Revolución.
We'll be on the podcast. Not televised. Podcasted, baby. Podcasted. Carol, I wanted to ask you for your favorite saying or expression or we talked about this, full disclosure, a little bit the other day, and you said you grew up with your mom, right?
Yes.
Like constantly using proverbs and sayings for everything.
Exactly.
I found one that I thought was funny. Apparently, chupa esa manga means like in your face, and it means suck this mango.
Yeah.
When you want to say in your face, you go, suck this mango.
Yeah.
I love it.
Suck this mango.
Or in New York, suck this $8 quarter of a watermelon.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Chupa esa manga?
Yes.
No, come on, you say it.
Yeah. No, I just would change it. You say chupa, I would say shupa.
Okay. Say the whole thing.
Chupa esa manga.
Chupa esa manga. Okay, what's yours?
it.
What's your favorite?
So my mom has this saying. It's so funny because my mom was such a bitch. She is still such a bitch, and she would like criticize everyone, right? So she couldn't see an assless person, and she would start talking about like how this person has no ass.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she would say, "Oh, this look at this person has no ass." If you grind her ass or his ass, because it was not
Or
female,
their ass.
or their ass, you cannot feel a samosa.
Wait, we have to explain to some people what a samosa is.
It's like an empanada.
Yeah.
It helped.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So say it in Portuguese.
Bom dia, murcha não enche pastel.
That's it?
Yeah.
I love it. Also, I didn't know there were assless people in Brazil. Surely those are tourists, right? Doesn't everybody have amazing asses?
No, there's
Is that
people.
a generalization?
Yeah, not everybody. Like, and those are the ones my mom is making fun of.
Can you imagine being an assless person in Brazil?
It is hard.
God.
It is hard.
If you're an assless person in Brazil, send us an email and we will pay for your ass enlargement surgery. No.
Yeah, do you know that some women, some American women go to South America to do plastic surgery?
And they also go to East Flatbush, Brooklyn, and have people inject cement into their asses.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
No offense to East Flatbush. I just know that Cardi B did it there. I have the Pohl questionnaire. You know Marcel Proust, obviously, because you went to a French...
Oui.
Oui, oui. There was the Proust questionnaire. This is the Pohl questionnaire. First thing that comes to mind, no pressure, you know, just a few questions here.
All right.
In a movie about the Statue of Liberty, who would you cast as the Statue of Liberty?
Owen Wilson.
Oh my God. Okay. I love it.
It would be great.
Okay. A dopey,
Green.
high, green?
All green. Yeah,
I love it.
the statue is green.
Yeah, the statue's green.
Yeah.
No, I thought you meant Owen Wilson is green. He smokes a lot of weed. That's green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Owen Wilson is hilarious. What's the most American thing you've ever done?
I ate a chicken sandwich.
Okay.
It was so good.
All right, great. Wait, you don't eat chicken sandwiches in Brazil?
Not in the way you guys eat here.
Okay, got it. We could go into that, but I think it's better to leave that a mystery.
But you know,
how do
like
we eat them
here Americans eat chicken wings. In Brazil, we eat chicken hearts. Yeah, baby, we go for the heart.
Badass. Yeah. Okay, what's the most Brazilian thing you've ever done? Well, now you answered it already. 8 chicken hearts.
But not here. Oh, in my life,
Anywhere.
the
Yeah.
Brazilian, the
most Brazilian thing you've ever done.
I think it was when my first carnival, like because carnivals like big parties, the street parties, huh?
Right.
The first one I went to, I was 16. Went with my friends, but we drunk and everything, and then accidentally we saw a blowjob happening on the street. So
Wow.
that was like the most Brazilian thing.
It was
I think of it.
accidental for you, but not accidental for
Well,
them.
for them it was because they were trying to hide. But
Really?
we were kids and we were like, blowjob, blowjob, blowjob. The guy was so mad. I was like, get the fuck out of here, kids. And they're like,
How do you say blowjob in Portuguese?
boquete.
So you went, bocage, bocage,
Boquete.
and then you were like, suck on this mango,
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, and then we laughed. We're so drunk.
I just found it very exciting that it took you forever to remember the Portuguese version of your mom saying, but you had blowjob like that. Your priorities are great.
No, but the saying was a whole phrase.
Yeah.
So you got to put it together.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite word in Portuguese? Or a favorite word? It's the blowjob word?
No. My favorite word in Portuguese is abacaxi.
Abacaxi. What does that mean?
Pineapple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Great. I love it.
It's a fun word.
That's a great word.
Abacaxi. Yeah.
Abacaxi.
Abacaxi. Great.
It's ananas in Spanish.
Yeah.
And in German too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
And ananas.
Ananas.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, you go ananas.
Ananas.
And in English, it's pineapple. Weird.
Yeah.
Not
no.
very sexy. In
Pine-
English, it's the
no,
least
but-
sexiest
But
version
I don't understand because pine,
because it has the
apple.
little things and it's round.
but it isn't a pine. It is a pine.
It looks like a little Christmas tree.
Okay, America.
If you could, what American food would you ban if you were president of the United States?
Oh my God, hot dogs.
Whoa, you're never going to get elected.
No.
Nope. Sorry, Carol.
I'm bringing
you
a
might
better.
get deported for that one.
I am bringing the Brazilian hot dog
You're in
to
New York
America.
Excuse
No.
me.
I'm bringing the
Wow.
Brazilian hot dog. I'm bringing it.
This is majorly.
No. This hot dog here is just a bun and a sausage. What the fuck is that?
A hot dog.
No. In Brazil,
what
we
do you
have,
have?
we have smashed potatoes, chips, corn, cilantro, tomato sauce, cheese, an egg.
You can't grab that and walk down the street with that. What? That's
No, but
bullshit. You
who
have
wants
sit
to
down
walk?
to eat that?
No, yes, thank
No,
you.
The hot dog is a fucking mobile food. that's what that's all
you
about.
guys don't get it. You guys don't get it.
You can't be in New York and talk about banning hot dogs. It's very uncomfortable. It's very, 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 very scary to have you here. I don't even eat meat. But hot dog, just the smell alone, you know. If you could deport one American person, who would it be?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Deport someone?
Deport, yeah.
It's
You
very
can say your landlord.
Where? But where?
Anywhere.
Where
Just
this
deport
person
them.
is? But to where?
You can pick.
Wherever. Or I can pick?
Totally.
I would deport. I'm thinking about someone I hate. Kim Kardashian, I think. Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
great. No, that's fine. Kim Kardashian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Where
I
would
know
you
that
deport
they-
her to? Because you said you also want to pick where she goes. So, like Chernobyl, or what were you thinking? That's so horrible.
I don't know, but let's say let's send her to China.
China.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In like 1-2 words, why do you hate her?
It's not that I hate her. I kind of hate her.
Okay. Hate what
It's
she
'cause-
stands for.
It's because it's very mind blowing and mind boggling. I want to say,
Yeah.
like to see those people. They're dumb. They're dumb, but they're so dumb that they're smart, and that makes me mad. Because I want dumb to be dumb, and
Got it.
smart to be smart.
But you are just only saying that they're smart because they're famous and have money.
Because you think about it, like Kim Kardashian, or even like any kind of dumb people, those dumb, powerful people, they are dumb, but every career move right.
But
How
that doesn't
come?
make you smart.
Make you smart.
Nah, I don't think so.
Why?
Because you don't have to be smart to figure out how to like make money off of like trashy products, or out of, ripping other people off, or out of selling something that, you have figured out can be sold. I don't know. I don't think that makes
But
you
how
smart.
many people would love to do?
I think that's
this?
the problem a little bit especially in this country, that people who make a lot of money and have figured out a way to do that are considered smart. For me, I don't consider that smart. You've figured out how to make a lot of money. Okay, that doesn't make you smart.
It is a type of smartness.
A type of smart. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is like an animal kind of intuition, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or it's the fact that you've made money the center of your life. I mean, I don't know. I feel like anybody could do that. You could make that decision and be like, money's the center of my life, and then it's all about that.
I want to put money in the center of my
you
life, and
don't.
I can't.
No, you don't. Exactly.
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 But then I'm poor.
But you're doing what you want to do, and you wouldn't get deported by some hilarious tiny little
Exactly.
Brazilian immigrant woman.
Never. I've never been deported.
People won't hate you; they'll love
No,
you.
Yes. Thank God.
Because you're doing good in the world, Carol Zoccoli.
I hope
Come
so.
on. All right. Finally, I have one more question. Very important, most important question. I ask this to all the guests that come on Immigrant Jam.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that somebody will finally have a good answer.
Oh
Do
my
you
God.
know how I can meet David Hasselhoff?
This guy.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like a magician. So I think Las Vegas.
I love it. Great. See how smart you are?
See?
This is deduction at its
But
finest.
just for chasing men. I'm smart. That's
High five, sister. High five. All right, I love it. Carol, you have a new album out that is out everywhere. It's called Legal.
Yep.
It's amazing. Tell us again where we can find it.
Everywhere, like iTunes, like Apple thing, Spotify, I think.
And on your website, which is carolzoccoli.com.
carolzoccoli.com, yeah.
And that's 2 C's and 1 L, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And you're on Instagram at Carol Zoccoli.
Zoccoli Carol there.
Zoccoli Carol.
Yeah.
You're on TikTok,
Yep. Carol Zoccoli. Yeah.
Twitter.
Carol Zoccoli.
Never buy a hot dog stand, ever.
I mean,
Don't tell me you're one of those people that will ban hot dogs and then eats them. It's like those
No, I don't-
Republican
I don't-
fuckers with their...
I don't like the American hot dogs. I'm sorry, America.
Okay. You'll never find Carol by a hot dog stand.
No.
Anything else you'd like to plug to our millions of listeners?
No, I think if everyone listening to this, listen to my album, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I think you all should listen to the album Legal, Carol Zoccoli. You can find it everywhere. And then the one thing that I'm going to recommend this week is if you're in New York, the Buzios Brazilian supermarket on 45th
Yes.
Street. Amazing. It has all Brazilian foods and
I buy there.
And bikinis.
Yeah.
Amazing place. And also this show Reservation Dogs on Hulu by Taika Waititi and Sterling Harjo. Have you seen it?
No.
About a group of kids who are Native American and live on a reservation in Oklahoma. It's so funny. It's so touching. It's so simple. It's so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. Everybody should watch it. They have a second season coming soon. It's on Hulu. I highly recommend it.
Good.
That's it. That was Immigrant Jam
Yay.
with the amazing comedian, Brazilian superstar, hater of hot dogs and Kim Kardashian, Miss Carol Zoccoli.
Hello, America.
If you liked what you just heard, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, recommend to all your friends. And if you hated it, recommend it to your enemies. Thank you for listening to Immigrant Jam, the podcast with me, Lucie Pohl. Have a delicious and nutritious day.